Good morning, interwebs. It's 4:20. Yay. And I'm drinking coffee. Also, yay. And it's starting to warm up in the house, finally. Yay again. My voice is still a little iffy here and there. I am feeling a little bit better. But then again, it's still early in the day. And I know that as the sun goes down, as it gets to be evening, you feel worse and worse. So we'll see how that all turns out, right? I just took a little bitty nap here for I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. And I do feel a little better after that, so that is good. What woke me up, though, was Kuma's barking outside. Note, I have a lovely non-barking dog. Kuma just doesn't bark. Sometimes, to my annoyance, Kuma will be outside and he'll want in at night. I'll forget I let him out, or Steve will let him out when he goes to work and I won't know. And he'll scratch at the door and bang his little nose against it to let me hear him. But he'll never bark to tell me he got out there. One night, I accidentally left him outside. It's only happened once. I left him outside all night long, and he tore up the screen on my window, trying to, scratch at it. The whole night, the dog never barked to tell me he was outside. So, like I said, I have a non-barking dog, with the exception of new people on our property. He does not like new people on our property, or even the same people who have been here before but are not us on the property. He barks like crazy, which is exactly what I need him for. Living out here in the country, I never have to worry about any stranger getting remotely on our property because they cross onto the driveway or into a field or anything that's adjacent to our land. He goes nuts. Now, he doesn't get mad at people if they're on the road, but as soon as they're in our space, he's bark, bark, bark. So, yay for that. The reason for the barking today was that UPS came with my Christmas present. So when Steve and I got married, we got engaged. We bought one ring for me, which is this one. It's around my neck right now. See? It's hanging out there because we're going to get it resized. We tried to get it resized last week. But with my hand issues that I've been having in the last year or so, I can no longer wear my ring as small as it was. It technically fit, at the time, but my fingers have swollen a lot, and they go back and forth between swelling as I'm having hand problems. So, it's not cool to have a ring that tight. In fact, if I wear my wedding ring as is, I try taking it off in my sleep, and I actually lost it once for a little while because it apparently was making me mad in my sleep. I took it off, and it got lost in my bed and under my bed, and I was not a happy camper till I found it. Thus, I've been wearing it around my neck like I used to when I was pregnant for a while. But that is not my Christmas present. But that is kind of adjacent to my Christmas present. So, when we got married, we got me the one ring. I did not get a wedding band. I just got the one ring. I was perfectly happy with that. But we always had the intention of buying me a second ring, a band to go with it. I had never found one that I liked perfectly to, nestle with it, so we never got one. And we kept saying, okay, we need to set a date for ourselves, because Steve and I are really bad about putting things like that off. So we were like, okay, for our 10th anniversary, or by our 10th anniversary, for it, we will get a new ring for me, to add to my collection. But I still never found anything, and I think about the time we hit our 10th anniversary, I was feeling particularly cheap. I was like, build me a kitchen, instead of making me, turning that money into a ring. Darn practicality. But for Christmas this year, I got in my head that I really, really, really wanted a mother's ring that had, actually wanted a 5-stone mother's ring, so it'll have a stone for each of my kids, and then a stone for me, and a stone for Steve. So, I had found what I wanted online, and, we're all ready for it, and we're going to get it, and then found out that I wanted to wear it on my middle finger. I actually decided I didn't want to nestle it with my wedding ring. I wanted to wear it separately, but I wanted to then wear it on my middle finger. And it didn't come big enough to fit my middle finger. So, I had to pick a different one, which that was a process of looking and finding and whatever. But I found one that I liked. But then it was after Christmas and everything was regular price. And again, that whole practicality and being super cheap, I was like, let's wait till the Valentine's Day sales start. So we did. We decided that we would wait, and if we got past the Valentine's Day sales and we hadn't gotten one yet, we were going to buy one regardless of price. But we found the one that I liked through a Valentine's Day sale. So my ring arrived today because I think we ordered it last week. maybe the week before. We ordered it recently, but it showed up today. So here is my ring. Isn't it pretty? So the blue stone, let's see if it'll focus. There we go. It's so sparkly it can't focus. It's like, ooh, too much pretty. Okay, so the light blue stone on the left is Steve's birthstone. And the blue stone on the right is mine. And then the 3 stones in the middle are our kids. In birth order, we have a February, a June, and a November birthstone. So yeah, I like it. I think it kind of looks like planets. So, and I'm probably just crazy, but I think it looks like planets. So now I'm just sitting here drinking my coffee and wiggling my hand back and forth so that I can watch my hand sparkle. But I haven't had a new ring in a while, so that's exciting. And then yes, we will, next time Steve has days off, so in 2 weeks, we will take my ring back in and get it resized, because we didn't have the paperwork with us this time, so that's fun. I'm wearing my new sweater today too, and it's so cozy, and I'm happy. I'm deciding. Steve thinks it's just fine, and I think it's fine. But I'm curious if I got another skein of yarn and made it longer, if it would go from being fine to fantastic. So I don't know. I'm going to wear it like this for a little bit, and I'll see. I didn't actually do anything special to finish off the bottom. I just stopped crocheting. So I could easily just add on any day I want. I could just be sitting here wearing it and add on. Well, that would prove difficult. But I could take it off and put it in my lap and add on and then put it right back on. Anyways, going to go finish my coffee, stare at my hand some, and maybe work on my Afghan a little. I'm also watching some YouTube. I sewed a little this morning. I'm going to sew some more tonight. I think I decided there's no way an Etsy update's happening today, but I'm hopeful for tomorrow evening. That is the plan right now. So, I'm filming the rest of the podcast when it's dark out, because that's just kind of how I roll. But there was one thing I wanted to film ahead of time to show you some really pretty Happy Mail I got this week from my friend Kat, who has an Etsy shop that she has recently opened called Cattails Yarn. You can find her on Etsy, but she sent me these things because she is lovely and nice. So the first thing that she sent me is, this is a non-repeatable colorway. It is a fingering weight, 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 20% nylon, because I can speak, and 5% gold stellina. And here it is. It's like this lovely kind of buttery cream color. And it has these little pops of, I think, like an orangey color. So I have some ideas, but I have not played with this too much yet, because I was in the process of not starting anything new till I finished some things up. I'm wearing the thing I finished, so now I can start things. So that is the first. Then, in this other bag here, then there is a DK weight, which is 240 yards per 100 grams. The color name is Berlain, B-E-R-E-L-A-I-N. 75% superwash merino, 25% silk. And of course it has some purples. I love me some mauvey purples. There's some like blacky bits and some bluey bits. So that will be fun to play with as well. And hopefully you can see it. I don't know. I've been having a hard time getting the light correct so you can see things on camera. But anyways, then finally we have, again, DK weight, 240 yards per 100 grams, 75% superwash, 25% nylon, NPC, still cod king on, off. I don't know what that means. But it's a colorway called Birgit NPC, B-I-R-G-I-T-T-E. I don't know. But it's this lovely yellow. It's very, very bright. And it's got some, like, you know, like the bluey, blacky, it almost looks like oil spilly kind of dots in there. So I think this might become a hat. I was looking at hat patterns the other day. I have an idea. I just got to make sure I have enough yarn to make it happen. So those were the yarns I got from Kat, along with other goodies. I got some tea and some chocolate and a really cool puzzle that I intend to put together eventually, and a coloring book, which I should really get started on. So it totally just dawned on me a little bit ago that when Kat sent me that yarn, there are 2 skeins of the yellow in there, like 200 grams of DK, which gives me like more yardage, which is awesome. And I think it's going to become a shawl. I was looking it up or like looking at patterns and things, because I think I might design a shawl. We'll see. But I did ball up my yarn. Yeah, I don't have a fancy Swift or a fancy ball winder, and I like balling by hand. But I found a way to do it that was super easy. This chair, the top of it happened to be the exact size I needed, which I had had issues previously, which I just didn't have a chair that I worked really well with. So I put it around there, and I wound it all up, and it was the best ball winding from Hank experience I had ever had. So I'm very happy with that. And now there's just the little bits and bobs that will go into my little... Ooh, I get to start a February jar now. Oh. So, okay, I'm going to go and play with that. Dinner is cooking on the stove. Kids are playing Uno. And then we'll see what else happens this evening.